Okay, so this will be a feedback slash critique for surprise twitch.tv slash Igor underscore X. Neat. Ideally, we're going to be focusing on the Kunimitsu matchup, and I'm just going to give my perspective. I know basics about Kunimitsu, so I'll be focusing on that. Okay.
Round one. Fight.
Alright, so already we're off to a great start. Don't. Alright, look. I'm gonna talk about AK and also whatever. You're don't use down back three. I feel like now this could be a situation where you knew you're gonna get away with it from your opponent, but you're risking a lot doing all these down back threes, right? Any opponent just slightly more patient and just duck, like blocks you, and you're gonna die. It's too risky of a move. It is seeable. It is seeable, right? It's 23 frames, and you're putting so much risk at yourself. And then think about it like this: you're going for the forward 4-2 mix-up. Why? The down back 3 and forward 4-2 are not a mix-up. Forward 4 neutral 2 and forward 4-2. There's your mix-up, and both options are fine because you have the forward movement and then mask which option. The opponent literally has to guess. Maybe there's like a slight delay before forward 4 neutral 2, which you can argue like, oh, the opponent can react to it, but the opponent will have a lot more difficult time reacting to that as opposed to you ducking a lot for down back 3, right? I just don't think that the move is I feel like maybe you knew your opponent isn't gonna deal with it very well, so that's a different situation, but I just think you're putting yourself too much at risk, especially with Kuni, who has a full punishment suite. Every frame that you would want a punisher at, she has it. And she has a launch punish for it, right? She can do delayed hop kick, she can do whatever. The key focus about this match in AK versus Kuni is making sure not to put yourself at that much risk any more than you have to, because Kuni's whiff punishers and just punishment suite in general are really solid, right? You want to force the Kuni on offense because that where she can be a bit weaker, right? Her lows don't really create a lot of offensive opportunities. She has to create a lot of whiff punishment opportunities. She has mix-ups to a degree, but if you're more on defense and block her entries into like back turn and full crouch and stuff, it'll be a lot easier for you than it is to, all right, let me just whiff a few buttons and try to pressure this character who's very slippery. Kuni's got a really good backdash. Her hurt box is a bit silly and whatnot, so we'll be trying to focus on that throughout the game. Okay, so right here, right, you dash in, you do forward 4, dash in forward 4, and I think you have to understand that like everybody's super aggressive, right? It's very early in the match. You don't know how passive or defensive that this player is, right? I think you have to go in with the knowledge of like, okay, they're gonna press buttons. It's online. People are just normally aggressive. So after the first forward 4, when you dash in like that, you should have instead opted for a faster button. Maybe forward 3, back 1, down forward 4, back 4, 1+2, etc. Use your faster options to avoid getting counter hit like that. It didn't matter much because she didn't capitalize on it. I'm pretty sure she can pick up off that launch, quote unquote. But I don't know. Okay, right here, right, you're gonna run into this a lot. 4-2 is a fucking disgusting. Oh my god, I hate this Twitch overlay. 4-2 from Kuni is a disgusting option. The string jails for whatever reason, and she gets a free entry into back turn. You did a really good thing by ducking it, but you didn't capitalize on it by, you did wall standing 3 for some reason. I'm gonna assume it was an input error, but be very mindful that if Kuni is very particular because she has a variety of methods to attack you. She has full crouch mix-ups, back turn mix-ups, string mix-ups, right? And once you start to notice that, like, all right, what does this Kunimitsu player favor, then you have to start analyzing what your answers are to it. And a lot of the string mix-ups, you can duck in between them. And once you start getting used to that, you have to capitalize on your whiff punishment opportunity when you duck, right? So right here should have been wall standing 4, right? And immediately you do down back 3 again. I just think this is a habit at this point. It's working out. I'm not saying, shoot yourself for doing it. I'm just telling you that, yes, it's working out now, but don't expect this, like, just do panic down back 3 to work out in the future, right? Anyway, the point being, when you duck, you need to make sure you capitalize on your punishment opportunities and do, like, wall standing 4 at least, right? Because you'll see if this Kuni starts to do a lot of strings, you'll be able to duck in between gaps and whatnot. Or if they approach with, like, forward 4 or running 2 or whatever, you can duck that and punish, right? Well, let's keep going. Okay. So, rip your life lead. Where did it go wrong? Everywhere. Okay. So right here, I think she could have done 4-4 too, but whatever. Right here, the Kuni knocked you down, and you're not in the worst position, but you're not in a great position. And let's see. What were you pressing in between, right? What were you? What? Wait, is this your inputs? That's a 3. Okay. You press down forward 1 there when you got hit by her down forward 1, right? And here's the thing, you got jabbed out of it. She did knockdown, down forward 1. Okay. So it's a common strategy to do down forward 1 into your own jab, right? So try to keep in mind of, like, recognizing, once you get more familiar with Kunimitsu's moveset, Kunimitsu's jab strings are downright, like, oppressive at times if you don't know how to handle them. And especially after her down forward 1, her down forward 1's pretty standard. Let's see. Yeah, on block -2. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, no, yeah. Even at -2, her 10 frame jab, which now has 2 frames of lag on it, right? It's still going to beat your down forward 1. Don't mash down forward 1 at minus. It's not really a panic tool, and it's not fast enough out of these, like, situations typically to beat you, right? Remember, you have jabs and you have back 1. Those are, like, your quick, panicky options. If your opponent's ducking, yeah, do down forward 1 or do down forward 4, right? But you're playing this small Tekken situation of, okay, my opponent's up close to me. I don't have a lot of breathing room. I don't have enough room to start using my big Tekken moves, right? Like your power moves or whatever. Need to start using your faster moves. Jabs are typically your best option. So you get hit there. What were you doing here? Okay, so you try to do down 4, which is fine. I guess it was just too slow. It is what it is. She hits you out of it. Okay. Actually, I think someone talked about this, because I think Dark Souls is not a fighting game. Yeah. Yeah, so Dark Souls is a fighting game. Talked about this, where when you get hit by set 3, right here, this low that hit you, right? Look at the frame data. You're neutral but forced crouch. All of Kuni's lows suck in the grand scheme of things, right? They're not very good compared to other infamous lows in the game. But they're still decent and usable, whatever, right? Neutral's not the worst situation to be in, especially forced crouch. But AK's wall standing 4 will beat anything she does, because what does she do here? She does her own wall standing 4. If you're in an awkward defensive situation, just block. Just block, right? The Kuni, think about it, right? You're forced crouch, but the Kuni is not, right? Oh, no, she is, because she did wall standing 4. Never mind, frame data overlay sucks, but that's a whole different story. you're risking a lot by going for like this big hop kick YOLO of like, all right, I hope this saves me. You just need to block, and you need to start taking into account like, all right, what does this Kuni like to do afterwards, right? Because think about it, you can say, okay, after set 3, she'll likely try to do wall standing 4 to challenge anything I do, right? Because you'll most likely trade. So that gives you information to work with for the next round. This is why it's important to just block and start taking in as much information about as you can about like, all right, what are these Kuni's habits and what can you take advantage of? What do you need to be aware of?
KO.
Just doing YOLO hop kick is not gonna save you out of anything.
Round 2. Fight.
Right? See, right there, it's like you just die. You should have died, right? That Kuni should have just done delayed hop kick. I'm pretty sure she has it, or wall standing 3. Don't rely on like these big showy moves. Look at this. 23 to 25 frames, right? Anyone smart enough that sees AK ducking, he can't cancel this, right? And he has no other move that really ducks like that. So they just block low, and then they get to launch you for 70, 80 damage, whatever, right? So, and the reason I keep trying to hammer this point is because there's a difference between using a move with purpose, because you know that your opponent can't handle it, versus I'm just going to do this because it's my habit, it's like autopilot. And I'm trying to dissuade you from trying to like use down back 3 so much. The fuck did she... why are you trying to hop kick? She's doing a bunch of mids, right? She's doing mids into jabs, right? What are you gonna hop kick? She's not doing her lows yet. She doesn't have like great standing lows, and they're all like really slow. She's not gonna use them. A lot of her pressure is just gonna be jabs and down forward 1. I'd try to avoid doing this hop kick. If you need a panic tool, do back 1+4, right? Super evasive, knocks them down, you'll be set. Okay, so you jab floated her, which is good. Combo into Oki? No. No, I think that was a fine situation. Oh. Okay, wait, what did she hit you out of? She did set 3, you did back 1? Why? Back 1 too? Okay, Kuni, AK versus Kuni. Kuni versus anybody. Don't, at this awkward distance, don't challenge set unless you know that like they're gonna dash into whatever you try and do, right? Here's the problem, right? At the distance you're at, like right here, set demolishes anything that you likely throw out, right? Set 2 and set 3 are both counter hit launchers. You just don't want to challenge it when you're at that distance. Just block. Just block. Right? Even if you eat this low, it's like she counter hit you. So that's like 15 damage normally, right? What are you afraid of, right? You risk way more from trying to challenge this stance with her easily, ready to let set 3 rip by trying to challenge it and then just getting counter hit launched than you do just blocking the stance. Again with these like, all right, I'm under pressure. Let me just do hop kick and hope it works out. What are you matching here? Oh, you're just like pressing buttons to get out of it. Oh, is that a tech? Maybe. Again with this, all right, I'm under pressure. I'm gonna just hop kick and hope it works out. Why? What would hop kick do? She's not doing any lows from standing, right? She's not doing her back turn low. She's not doing any lows. The most she does is like set 3, which you died to, right? When you're in the standing, when both of you are standing, she's just doing jabs into down forward 1 because that's all Kuni has to do. You keep trying to challenge the move that's just gonna get you floated. Reduce your number of panic hop kicks and try to adjust your panic options to what you're fighting, right? If you're fighting jabs, jab back or duck as a call out. If you're fighting down forward 1s, you can do back 1, etc. But when the Kuni catches on that she can just float you like this, now you're in a combo situation. And now you're playing from behind his AK. I think Dark Souls talked about it, about your like kind of awkward dash blocking. Yeah, don't always make sure you're holding back, right? Maybe if you're when you're dash canceling whatever, it causes an issue because you just don't want to. This is a reason. This move right here, that move, the kunai. That's why you do not want to press buttons. That's why you don't want to whiff too many big buttons in front of Kuni, because it doesn't matter where you are, she can whiff punish you with it, right? And it's an annoying ass move because if she whiffs it, she doesn't teleport in front of you. But that's a whole different discussion. Don't whiff too many big buttons as AK. Did that just whiz? Oh, it's so sad. I thought they buffed that range. What? Oh, I mean, I think she was really far out, so that's one that wouldn't have hit. Oh, what could you have done differently? I don't know. Let's just keep going. Oh, nice. Way to go. Way to go. How much damage? Look, I'm not the biggest fan of blowing rage that early. I don't think that rage art combo would have killed. I feel like you were better off setting up like Oki setup into rage drive, into tombstone, because it's unbreakable. Uh, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of blowing rage this early because you need the damage. It's not gonna kill, and yeah, AK does great damage, supposedly, but it's like the situations that you need to get that big damage are gonna be a lot harder than if you just save the rage and then you're able to further set up that situation. Like just saving rage as opposed to using it in a combo that you know isn't gonna kill gives you a lot more tools to work with than it would just doing this. Now you have no rage, you have no threat against your opponent to make her duck or anything. Because yeah, if you I don't know how much the combo would have been without the rage art, but anyway, just keep going. Oh, nice. Oh, that's funny. That was nice. Good job.
Round 3. Fight.
Kenny should have done down to. Okay. Oh, why? Okay. Why are you just doing random yellow down, dark upper? What's your game plan here? Dark upper is a whiff punish and a block punish if you're a god, right? That's it. Don't use it offensively. Just, use lariat, use crouch dash throws, right? Stuff like that. Let's just keep going. Rip. This is where the punishment comes in. That move she just did is like a 9-frame launcher or whatever, or 9-frame knockdown. It's stupid fast. And it's only a knockdown. But that move, one, it's a high that you ducked, and two, even if you block it, that move is -17. Just hop kick. So practice your frame data, practice like your matchup and punishment to be more aware of that. Oh wow, that happened really fast. Again with this, what do you? This is like the fifth time she's gonna do down forward one into jab. What are you hoping to hop kick there? What is going on here, right? You gotta reduce this whole like, oh, I'm under pressure. All right, let's just hop kick and hope it gets away with it. You don't have a great hop kick. You don't have a Claudio hop kick. You don't have a Shaheen hop kick or whatever. You don't have a Chloe hop kick that's just weirdly evasive. Don't expect to win any trades when you're in this up close game. You need to use your up close tools, right? Jabs, back one, down forward one, down four, etc. Down four here would have been great, right? You would have easily counter hit or high crush, and yeah, just I'm rambling, but you got to use different tools here. Rip.
Round 4. Fight.
Oh, if Lamau, I'm Steve, talks about it, or gives you feedback on this, he's a lot better at like creating and discussing like how you want to create opportunities and pressure than I am. So I'll leave that to him. But think about why are you backing away here, right? So you're dashing back and forth. Why? What were you gonna bait out? This Kuni hasn't really thrown around too many buttons. She just waits for you to like whiff something, and then she can just do kunai, right? You need to if the Kuni isn't challenging your wave dashes, you can do a bit more to like start pressure that way, using a chain throw, using lariat, using crouch dash forward to make sure they don't, to punish them for ducking, etc. But I'm not exactly an AK main. I just kind of enjoy the character. I'll leave that to like the actual AK mains and Steve, and just talk about like ways to create pressure there. What was the reasoning here, right? What were you gonna dark upper? A jab? You're gonna dark upper a jab, right? Like, it happens. Jabs technically have 17 frames of whiff recovery, or something like that. Forward 2-1 at most, right? Like, you're not gonna dark upper a jab unless you're just on point and a god, right? Even then, you'd have to have the fastest dark upper, which reduces your range, right? With dark upper, you either have a super fast input that works really well as a short range uppercut for a whiff punish, or you extend the range but you delay, like you take longer for the dark upper to come out, but you get more range as a result. The fastest dark upper, which is what you need to do in order to whiff punish that jab, there's no way it's going to reach from this distance. So you have to take that into account. Be more judicious with your dark uppers because it's punishable, and also an opponent just ducking, gets to launch you. Again with the dark upper, this is a high move. Why are you doing a high versus an opponent who's clearly like low to the ground like that? What your hitbox is up in the air here. Her hurt box and her body is like way on the ground here. What are you gonna hit? Forward 2-1, crouch dash while standing forward, whatever, right? Those are your mids that you need to be using here, not dark upper. Dark upper is not gonna reach. If you're like, all right, let me just go for pressure instead. Lariat, right? Crouch dash 1. Your dark uppers are not gonna reach here. What? What was that punish training? Alright, anyway. Yeah, keep in mind what the punish training did, right? Like, you block that low. A lot of her lows are launch punishable, and you need to make sure you do that. And thankfully, they're not, like, super fucky with hurt boxes, so your hop kick's gonna work fine. Hop kick that. I don't know why I did that. Oh. Missed her launch punish. What did she do? Oh, she did like full crouch down 4-3 maybe? I don't know. Okay, the hop kick worked out. This is like the first time in the entire set it worked out. And look at when it worked out, right? Like, if she has 2 sets up on you, she's 1 away from winning, etc. You gotta work on the panic hop kicks. Let's just keep going. I cannot read Russian, so don't know about that. That move is punishable. Right? Back 2 is punishable. Okay. A tragedy. Yeah, it's... Okay, let's just keep going. Again with the down back 3, but whatever. It's working out. It is what it is. Okay. So you have the opponent launching at you clearly way too far away for any sort of, she's not going to hit you from how far away she's doing this. She's just literally launching herself at you, and then you do 4. This is where you want a dark upper, right? This is where crouch dash 2 gets you a launch, and then you do the fancy combos into shitloads of damage, right? Keep in mind what your opponent is doing, how far they are away from you, and then adjust your punishes accordingly. Hell, I think even hop kick works. Maybe that's what you were trying to do and it was just like an input error. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, that worked out, I guess. Anyway, let's just keep going. Nice. That was unfortunate. Alright, I don't want to, I need to like get better about making my videos more concise. But look, let's do an overall analysis here. Neutral, punishment, combos and Oki, punishment slash matchup knowledge, combos slash Oki, personal opinion stuff. Neutral. I don't think you use your small Tekken tools at all, right? Forward 2, forward neutral. Okay, these are big Tekken, but whatever. Down forward 4, right? The 12 frame mid, which is really good against her like back turn stuff. Back 4, right, is a strong like mid check of like, all right, I'm up close to my opponent. I think they're gonna duck. Fuck it, back 4, 1+2. If it hits, it works out. If it's blocked, whatever. What else? Jabs. Jabs are your friend, right? Jabs are your friend. They are the fastest tool in your arsenal. They will help you challenge stuff a lot more easily and safely, as opposed to making heavy commitments with panic hop kicks and whatnot, right? Back 1 is your counter hit tool. You try to use it against set, which is weird, but it is what it is, right? What else can you do? Back 1-4, that's like your, all right, I want my get out of jail free card, right? Those types of tools, right? Focusing on the faster tools or highly evasive, right? Against her pressure of down forward 1 and jabs. That's what you want to do. What else? You gotta stop using down back 3. That habit will get you killed when you face stronger opponents more familiar with the AK matchup. If your opponent wasn't really sidestepping throughout the match, so there's no use for the homing part of it, and it's like, it's so slow. You have better plus frame advantage tools to use. Down 3, forward neutral 2, etc. Right, stuff like that. Crouch dash throws, if you want to look at them that way. Throws are low, quote unquote lows, right? So you need to use you just have better options than what you're doing, and it just seems like you're just autopiloting the down back 3s and the hop kicks, and it's just gonna get you killed, right? Punishment slash matchup knowledge. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that you had really questionable punishment on, and you need to get better about punishment. The best AK versus Kuni advice is make sure you utilize his punishment kit to its fullest potential, and that means knowing when to dark upper and when to just, all right, let me try to go for a pressure option, right? When to actually like use your punishes when. I mean, the moment you face like a wall standing situation punish, you just wall standing 4 and call it a day, which sucks, but it is what it is. I think wall standing 2 is cool. Maybe you can use wall standing 2. Not, it's a fine move. Yeah, just need to really work on the punishment aspect of like, how do I challenge her pressure? How do I actually punish her, as opposed to just doing YOLO dark uppers and hoping that I hit something, right? Combos and Oki. Your combos were fine. I think you could definitely level up into like burning knuckle setups. I'm pretty sure they work on Kuni. Everybody, they're hard to get out of and they're easy damage, right? So maybe focusing more on those. It's the AK Discord. They love their fucking tech spreadsheet, right? They've put blood, sweat, and tears into that combo doc, into that Google document. Utilize it to your advantage. That is a resource there to help you, right? Oki, it's whatever. I talk about that another day. Personal opinion. These are options that I think are cool, but your mileage may vary, right? Your preferences may vary. Yeah, I don't really have much here to say besides like, you need to use your faster, less commitment heavy tools, right? Or adjusting better to situations of like, all right, my opponent whiffed something, but I'm too far for dark upper. Let's go for pressure with lariat and see how that goes, right? Or just understanding that like you have to adjust to the situation. You can't just do panic YOLO hop kicks. You can't just do, all right, I don't know what to do, down back three, right? You can't just do, God, what else? Just do dark upper to try and whiff punish a jab of all things, right? If your opponent's whiffing a jab, your best bet's forward 2-1, right? If they're up close to you, the ranges at where your fastest dark upper is going to come out is not going to be like, it's not going to be at the ranges where their jabs are going to whiff, right? Like the ranges don't match up, so you need to adjust your punishment to that. Yeah, there's not really much else here. I think this dived into a lot more like AK specific feedback. Uh, yeah. You need to really just clean up. Like you're basically overextending yourself in so many areas and just putting yourself at risk when you don't need to, right? And that leaves you open to a lot of Kuni's counter hit tools, which she has a million counter hit tools, and you're not taking more advantage of your punishment opportunities, which results in you getting bought, right? Try to tighten up your punishment. That'll be the main thing until when you face more Kunis. And when you do face more Kunis, it's about figuring out, okay, what are these players' habits? Because Kuni has a lot of ways to attack you. You don't, it's Kuni's really fleshed out, excuse me, a fleshed out character in the sense that she has a variety of methods to attack you. So you can't just reliably go, okay, here's my anti-Kuni strategy. You have to adjust the strategy to your opponent, because each option, Kuni has a lot of options, and they also have their own like setup and counters, right? And then figuring out what options your opponent prefers and then dealing with them. That's how you're gonna handle this Kuni matchup. Yeah, yeah. That's just my 2 cents. At the end of the day, I'm just a nerd who likes Tekken and Armor King, right? Take what I say with a grain of salt, but take it into consideration. You do you, man. I'm just here saying like, hey, here's my viewpoint on things. Here's what I think you could have done better, and that is based on both what I've seen Armor King players do and my own like experiences playing the character. It's not like this is not gospel, but this is just me saying like I think you're wasting a lot of opportunity here, and if you tighten up your play, that will help you in opening up a lot more opportunities, right? Instead of just wasting them and then letting your opponent just run a train on you, you're able to take better advantage of things. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in critique channel. If you're like, hey, I just don't really care about AK Armor King feedback, I just really need specific anti-Kuni strats, more power to you, but specify that and I'll just do like a little write-up of like, hey, here's what you need to do, etc. I'll link a video in there about like, hey, here's Kuni's options and stuff. Try to learn that and then start looking out for those and punishing them the moment you see them. But yeah, it's just really more about tightening up your defense and then not putting yourself at so much risk. Cool. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Later.